Yo, yo, what up? What up? Recn Stories, what's going on, guys? Jeff Tucker here. Jaylee Tuck, how are you? How's your day going? How's your week been? It's fucking Tuesday, the best day of the week because it's your boy. So don't want to take too much of your time, but I do have something really, really fun that I want to show all of you and get creative at doing is showing you my workflow with editing specifically. So there's a video that I put out today. It is with John Newman. And that video, we went and interviewed with Gerard Adams, who is the CEO of Founders, which many of you who know Jared Dykes is working for now. And I've heard, and we met with Gerard, we did an interview with him, sat down for like an hour and a half, and John had this awesome conversation, and we put it up on the podcast. But what I wanted to do is create a little video that kind of hypes that up. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'll let you go and visit it. It's in the comment or the description, so you can watch the full video there. But what I wanted to do was show you guys what my workflow looks like, what it looks like when I have to edit these videos, and show you my process and how I create these videos. I just thought it would be something interesting, something different. And I'll show you just some of the tricks that I do that make a video a little bit better, so that maybe if you're thinking about making some videos in the future, I can show you just a little bit of something. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more, but I learned everything from YouTube, so you can look it up on there and find some cool stuff. So let's dive into showing you my workflow. Let me do a quick screen share here. As you can see, I am using Zoom, so I'm going to change my screen to Final Cut here, and hopefully you guys can still hear me. I will gonna view myself on Facebook Live to see if it's working here. Yeah, we're good. Awesome. So as you can see, what I got right now is what I call my timeline. I use Final Cut Pro, which is to some people not the best. To me, it's a little bit, it's what I've learned, and I'm proficient at, and I'm easy to use with. So it's my go-to editing source. I do use Adobe, as you can see, but Final Cut Pro. So one of the big things that I always do when I create something like a video like this is what I like to do is start with the music. To me, the music is so important because it sets the mood and it sets the tone for the entire video. So what I'll generally do is find a song that I really like, that works with the video, that has a good flow, that I've been listening to frequently. And that video, to show all of you, is our boy John Wells. He made a music video for it as well, and actually you can see it here. I ripped it from that because I don't have that track available to download. So I have that song here, and you can hear some of it. I'll close all this up so you can hear that song. This beat's so fucking beautiful. And then what I like to do is, especially with songs, is cut them up to make them a little bit easier to kind of go with my flow. But I do like to keep the same amount of time. So as you can see, we go for about 20 seconds. So I need something in that 20 seconds that's going to flow with all of that to get to the final like build up of where that song hits. And you can hear that here. Shout out to John Wells. That song is incredible. It was something that actually Shaq and John and I were listening to on the way up there to Newark. So John Wells, you're killing it, man. Love all the music. But anyway, so yeah. So what I'll typically do is put a song in first, and then I'll play off of that. So as you can see, I have the beginning of that has all this time that you can see here that I need to build up to. So during that time, I want to create something that I can make into a video, right? I'm going to set the mood up. So what actually, Sydney, if you guys know Sydney Dunham Peverly, SDP4, is known on his Instagram, someone who I've been working with for a while now. He took this incredible drone footage, which I'll mute the music while we're watching it. this awesome drone footage of downtown Newark. And I used this footage to begin the video. It's fairly simple, and I throw it in there so that it sets up the mood a little bit with the music. As you can see, going from just that to this.
This beat's so fucking beautiful.
And one of the big things I like to do is change the music with change what you're viewing with the music. So obviously you can hear a change in the tempo at this point once it switches to something else. That's how I like to keep the momentum flowing throughout the video.
This beat's so fucking.
So yeah, that's pretty much that. With the music, obviously there's a lot more into it. And what I'll show you too is after that music happens, what I like to do is then set the mood up for what the video is actually about. So
it's one moment in your life that will either make you or break you. It's one decision, one choice that can either set you up for the rest of your life, that one relationship, that one chance, that one opportunity, and it either can ruin you or make you.
So then we go right into the big beat.
This Aquafina bottle keeping me hydrated. I swear to God, I might just break my neck if I doubt it.
So a lot of people would call these establishing shots, right? These are establishing what the tone is of the video and what it is. And then here we're getting into a little bit about what this video is going to be about. Sorry. We're getting into what this video is going to be about. So it's obviously a clip of Gerard, and that's really what this is all about, and listening to him. So I wanted to find something that's going to stand out right away, and it's going to get the attention. Sorry, I haven't checked their Facebook feed. I wonder if people commenting here. Yeah, so anyone, if you have questions, comment, and I can answer them while I'm looking at this too. If this is boring you, whatever, I can switch to do something else. But just let me know. So anyway, so obviously what I have here is the building blocks of a beginning of a video, right? So we have the music, we have the footage, and it just sets it up, right? Because that's all we need to do is set it up. So listening to what Gerard has to say, I go through an hour and a half of content, listen to the whole thing, cut it up, and find the things I like the most, and then save them for later. And this is one of those clips that I saved. So after I do that, what I'll generally do is I'll put in something. Well, generally I'll move forward and I'll keep going within the video like here. But just for the sake of showing you the timeline, what I do is then add some of my titles. So as you can see, a title sequence is going to come in here that shows you where we're at and what this is. So immediately pops up Founders, Newark, New Jersey, right? It sets the tone of the video right away. And then obviously giving credit to John Wells for the music, which again is just such an awesome song. It's perfect for this video. So then, yeah, what we have then after that, obviously going into the rest of the video here is, you know, just establishing what this is. It's for John's podcast and the episode number. And then what we did pre-production, after we shot this and before I decided to edit this, John and I went and we filmed a intro for this. So something that we were inspired by Gerard's Leaders Create Leaders series, which I would definitely check out on YouTube. We decided that we wanted to do something very similar to that just because it was pure inspiration for a video like this. And I like to just get inspired by videos. I don't copy other people, and I hate that a lot of people think it's easy to just copy somebody, and it is, but it's good to be inspired by people, not copying them. So this is pure inspiration from people like Digital Jeff and the guys who help Gerard and his team create incredible content in the Leaders Create Leaders series. So Gerard usually starts it with something like this, and we wanted to do something along those lines as well. Oh, hold on. So anyway, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Here we go. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So yeah, so anyway, what we have here is, there we go. What we have here is just the intro, right, of John going and explaining what this episode is about and just giving in more context to the viewer on who Gerard is, especially for those people who may not even know who he is. We filmed just a little something, and you can watch the whole thing. Again, the link is in my description. But it's just him giving context to that video. And personally, I hate just sitting there watching somebody just talk for, as all of you are listening to me sit here and talk. I don't hate, it just makes a video flow a little bit easier when you have other context of what to look at and visual aids to see something else rather than someone just talking.
But the world that we live in. This episode of Welcome to the Machine Live features.
So that could get daunting after a while of like 20, 30 seconds. And then it's like, oh, there's a whole nother minute of him just doing that. So what I like to do is cut that up and then add some footage. So as you can see here, I have all of this B-roll footage that we took and also some footage of Gerard's videos that I took off of YouTube. So as John's talking, I'll mute him just for the sake of it. You see here, he's talking.
This episode of Welcome to the Machine Live.
And then it goes right into here as he keeps talking. It's muted right now. But, you know, just showing some clips that give a little bit more context of who Gerard is and what he does and just some little things that are better visually to capture the moment. And then right from there, I get right into the actual interview of just some of those clips. Gerard had a ton of really great stories, and I'd highly suggest listening to the whole podcast as well, which if you click on the YouTube, you'll find the link for that too. He has some awesome stories. So finding those stories, I mean, I narrowed it down to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 clips. I mean, 5 clips of an hour and a half of footage, it wasn't that easy. So it took a lot of time. So I found the best ones for this video. You know, just like him explaining a little bit more of himself, throwing in some extra B-roll to keep it going a little bit faster and smoother. More of John's kind of intro to who he is and a little bit of what he has going on, some extra B-roll of the place founders that Gerard works out of, and then just sort of wrapping the video up in the best way of kind of just a good call to action, right? John does a call to action here in the video, but we also like to have visual aids of call to action. So I'll let that play out and you can see how that works.
Welcome to the Machine Live.
This Aquafina bottle keeping me hydrated. I swear to God, I might just break my neck if I dive. This shit has been getting dry. Slip inside and get it back.
So as you can see, just basic. I like to keep things a little bit simple. You have your basic call to action, YouTube. That obviously there's always going to be links in the description, so we throw them in there and you'll get the picture. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I mean, just giving, you know, credit where it's due, and then my logo. That's pretty much how a video gets made. And for me, like I said, I always start with the music. That's the most important part. It's something I always try to make the best out of the whole thing, because I know the music is going to be so it's going to have a lot of weight on the actual footage. Now, in addition to that, I have you know, a bunch of videos I put out every single day with different clients, with other people. So something like this, it does take a little bit of time. Typically, I can do something like this in about a day, maybe less. But for something that I have to go through an hour and a half of footage for, it does take a little bit of time. Obviously, I haven't even told you about my shirt. I got in a fight with a caulk gun. So as you can see, still at my house, still painting, getting things together, and everything's coming along great. So thanks for asking. But yeah, no, so I know I'm all over the place, but if you have any questions about the editing and the video and stuff like that, and everything I'm doing with that, feel free to just drop a comment and I'll answer them either during this or after as well. I'd love to check in on that. Don't want to waste too much of your time. I know a lot of you have very busy Tuesday evenings of searching through Facebook and watching people's stupid live feeds. No, I'm just kidding. One of the things I promised, and I did last week, and a lot of people seem to like it, I got a lot of response on it, and I hope you watched it, was the movie recommendation. So I watched another horror movie. Like I said, I watch one at least once a week in October to get in that Halloween mood. This week's movie is called, also on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, it's very easy to watch. It's called Devil's Candy. It's a really, really good movie. It's short. It's a slow burner in the beginning, but the last 20 minutes, I mean, you like like I was on the edge of my seat. Like I was freaking out the whole time. It's definitely one of those movies that isn't necessarily scary, but it's like, oh my God, this is insane. The suspense is like wild. It just builds up to this big, crazy ending. I don't want to ruin anything, but the actors killed it. And there's some characters in there that I just still can't get out of my head. They're so creepy. So check it out. The Devil's Candy on Netflix right now. It's an awesome movie. And I hope you guys have an incredible rest of the week. Feel free to hit me up Instagram. You can direct message me on Facebook if you have any questions. Love you guys. I'll talk to you very soon and have a great week.